Welcome to the Kaizoran experience. Over here, we're going to be talking about everything African. We're going to be having debates, discussions, entertainment, as well as learning about business, art, history, and everything in between. Cultural, tribalism, and everything. We're going to be out here debating with some really interesting stuff. So like the video, share the video, and make sure you subscribe. Make sure you subscribe. Subscribe for the best experience ever. This is the biggest channel on the Afrosphere. So come and join the team, become a Kaizoran, and join the Kaizoran empire. I universally exist within myself, within this premise, and I exist within this bluebird in the sky. I'ma fly like the blue in the sky. I'ma fly like bird in the sky. I'ma fly like bluebird in the sky. I'ma fly like bluebird in the sky. I'ma fly like bluebird in the sky. I'ma throw my bluebird in the sky. I'ma soar like bluebird in the sky. I'ma soar like bluebird in the sky. I'ma fly like bluebird in the sky. I'ma fight like bluebird in the sky. I'ma eat like bluebird in the sky. I'ma be like bluebird in the sky. I'ma be bluebird in the sky. I'ma be free, bluebird in the sky. I'ma be free like bluebird in the sky. I'ma be like bluebird in the sky. Back again like the second coming. Strumming my vocal cords like the hummingbird in the sky. Y'all can't deny this. Real rap lyrics, it's like I ain't got no rhyming through the sky limit. What is skin tone, shade of color, but a parallel form of frequency like a ringtone on your phone. Melanin expression, tied up in the universe, feeling like God's. Is this really us? Is it serious? Is it really wrong to be diverse? I'm a divergent, immerse myself like an ocean beneath this waves. Be a divergent, born to be different. Indigo child, wild like canary. Born to be a bluebird in the sky, flying high like a bluebird in the sky. I'ma fly high, bluebird in the sky. Yeah, bluebird in the sky. I'ma fly high, bluebird in the sky. I'ma be like bluebird in the sky. I'ma be like bluebird in the sky. Everybody scream bluebird in the sky. I'ma fly high, bluebird in the sky. I'ma be like bluebird in the sky. Yeah, bluebird in the sky. Everybody, bluebird in the sky. I'ma be like bluebird in the sky. I'ma be like born black, sweet like a berry. Flying high, so high like a canary. Scary with my hoodie on. Hating on my vibe on the street that you'll be feeling my frequency of the song. But I know that I ain't never ever gonna be ever the same. But I know. Shalom, shalom, mother loving one. What's good, my Dusty's out there. We got Ike first over there. Shout out to him. We got Mrs. H second, and also we got the marvelous Alexis third. Thank you very much for coming through. It's going to be a slightly different video. We're going to be talking about Austin Holeman and his statement saying that Africa tax system is backwards. The import system fees are too high, and this is why Africa is lagging backwards. Let's go ahead and let's see what he says and see if he's accurate.
We have some companies that want to sponsor Austin Holeman because they feel like my content fits them. And one of the sponsors that I am using is Tej Hanley. You guys know Alpha M, the guy that teaches men's self-development and all that. He has his own skincare company. I think they're out of Atlanta. Anyway, they sent me a box.
We know what he's gonna say, right? Alpha Male Strategies Company sent him a box with skincare products that he had to pay a huge amount of tax, most likely 100% tax. In the UK, you don't pay 100% tax on products coming from China or anywhere else. So he's gonna say and start speaking and say that African countries, right, specifically Kenya, but it's all African countries, right? Even Ethiopia is the same. You're gonna get 200% tax. On products like, for example, cars is 300% tax. So let's go ahead. Let's see. This has happened to me as well.
And I do use them. And we're going to talk about what countries it is good to order packages to and which ones it is not. And I'm going to tell you why. Because of this, Africans will never be able to get ahead until these types of small problems that you don't think about until you stay in a place for a long period of time and you actually have to start getting uh, little small things. You notice we're gonna get into it. Little small things. Now, when I got that package from T. Hanley today, it came in 2 weeks ago, but I just now went to go pick it up. Africa does not have the same type of address system. Not Africa, Kenya.
No, this is Africa, right? One of the solutions that we're trying to work on, right, inshallah, is solving this address system, land system. It's all part of the same problem. Lack of urban planning, right? Lack of centralized systems with a database on who's living where and doing what and doing where, right? It's land, dresses, it's all part of the same system. No, Austin Holloman, it's not Kenya. It is the whole of Black Africa. They don't have address systems. Now, that is just how it works over here, right? When you want to find something in Africa, we're talking about Black Africa, right? South Africa doesn't count. You have to call someone where they are to explain to you how to get there. Or sometimes you can use the Google Pins location. It works in Kenya, doesn't work well in Ethiopia or Uganda, but some countries it works better in. So yes, Austin Holloman, it is an African problem.
Does not have the same type of address system where they just drop it off at your front door. Now in Zambia they did that with DHL, but they're not. I haven't had that happen in Kenya.
And I want to make a correction. Africa doesn't have an address system. He is correct. But Africa, you can actually get things, goods dropped by your house. When I order stuff online, guess what? It comes to my house. So he's conflating two different things. Now I get it. He's Black American, doesn't have the experience in Africa, right? But in Africa, yes, and I mean most countries in Africa, you can get things dropped off to your house. That is correct. You can get it dropped to your house. I order from online all the time from Jumia Express. It's a Nigerian company. Shout out to them. I order things from Glovo, right? Food, products, electronics. I ordered my portable, electronic machine online. So he's not actually accurate. DHL will drop stuff to your house. The problem is there isn't a stratified address system.
So there's a postal center. They call it the something square, center square, city square, I believe it is, something like that. You go there, you have to show them your tracking number. They find the package. And so I'm like, okay, they got the packages right there. She's like, this is yours. I said, yes, mine. So I'm thinking, okay, I already showed you my ID. Let's walk away. She says, go have a seat. So I'm like, why would I have to have a seat if I have my package right there? Then there's a line. There's people that go, they're doing something, they're opening their bag at customs, then they leave. And I'm thinking, well, they have x-ray machines, so if they really want to know what was in there, they would have already done this. So they call me up there after about 30 minutes of waiting. And when they call me up there, they tell me, open the box. I open the box. We got my face wash, all that, et cetera, et cetera. She asked me, how much does it cost? I said, I don't know. It was sent to me for free because I'm an influencer and I got a sponsorship. She goes on Amazon. She sees that the face wash kit is worth 44 US dollars. She says, there's a tax you have to pay on this. I still have my receipts right here. But this receipt.
Okay, so let me explain how African tax systems work. So he is actually talking about the facts. He's not making it up. In Africa, it's very difficult to get taxes from the citizens and the populations. So how the government can get taxes, especially Eurodollars taxes, is on imported goods. So for example, they don't look at you as a sole, forget even a sole trader. They don't look at you as a sole individual who's bought goods for you to consume. When you've bought multiple things, right, more than one, or if that thing is a single item, but it's high value, AKA more than $100, they will tax you on that item. And usually it's 100% tax in most countries, right? Kenya specifically will give you around 80 to 900% tax on the product. Cars can go up to 300%, sometimes 500% tax. Again, they look at the value that they have placed on that item. So the market rate of that item. So if you bought a car, imagine you buy a car from the UK for £4,000, you bring it to Kenya. Usually, what they will do is they will look at the value in the Kenyan market. So if that car is worth £8,000 in the Kenyan market, they will charge you the percentage of tax. So they'll charge you another £8,000 minimum, right? 100% tax, sometimes even 300%. Like in Ethiopia, it's 300% tax. So that means, right, they are evaluating your product, and the only way the African governments get money is from taxing the rich. That's how it works. So import taxes are there to tax the rich because Africa doesn't have a good way to tax people. So yes, this is true what he's saying.
And I don't mind showing you because there's no personal information except for my first and last name, and I don't even see that on here either. This receipt has 5 different taxes. It has the 1002 import duty tax, the 1102 excise duty tax, the 1202 VAT import tax, the 1801 IDF fees, and the 6001 Kenya Railway Development Levy. And all this came out to 6,544 shillings. Now, keep in mind, I just told y'all the value of my package was $44 on Amazon. That's how much they would sell it to y'all for whenever y'all get it. They taxed me $44.45. So basically, I bought the face wash.
So, guys, see, I've been saying this since forever, right? 100% tax minimum on Africa, specifically Kenya. Other countries are worse. They've charged him 110% tax on his product, a $44 product. So why would you import stuff, right? So this, guys, let's listen to me, right? How he is not wrong here. How is Africa going to industrialize when you're taxing people heavy money, right? Because this is insane. Just really think about it, right? I am a businessman. I want to import heavy machinery goods into Kenya. Do you know how much money I'm going to have to pay in taxes? A $5,000 machine, I'm paying another $6,000 in taxes. On Serio, they tax me on my machines, on my laptops, and my computers and everything. Same thing. It's 100% tax standard. Cars is 300% on average. So this is why we're backwards. No, he's not wrong, right? Usually this brother says very mid stuff, doesn't really get deep, but he's right. You're not going to move forward as a continent or even a country, specifically talking about Kenya, but it's the same throughout the whole of Black Africa, if you're taxing people that are supposed to be adding value to your economy. It is insane. So I'm saying the same stuff. Thank God that he came through and showed you the receipts.
Twice. So luckily, I'm an influencer, right? I didn't have to pay for the box because I've been using Teach Hanley. I told him, hey, I've been using it. I want to be sponsored because I feel like it goes my work. They sent me another box for free because I'm an influencer. I didn't have to pay for shipping, nothing. Now let's imagine if I wasn't Austin Holloman, I was you, and you're in Africa, and you want to buy the same thing. Shipping from Teach Hanley to Nairobi, Kenya was already $40 when we looked on Amazon. The value of this box is $44.
Storyteller, it's not because they don't want people to import stuff. They want to get the money from the taxes, right? The importation isn't the issue, Storyteller, right? That's why electronics cost double the price minimum in African countries, because the government sees it as a way to get taxes to do whatever they need to do. It's not a way to control importation. It's not like Ethiopia where they actually, refuse you to send dollars out the country. It's actually like agreed by the parliament and the system. No, this is just a way for African governments to get taxes because they don't know how to tax people. So the only way you can tax people is taxing the rich. It's just a tax problem, nothing to do with imports or anything like that, right? Import stuff, but they should reduce the import duties for machines. Yeah, I agree with you. They should, reduce the import charges, but they're not going to. So this is where someone like Kifaru is correct. There has to be a change in the systems to allow for this to happen a little bit easier. This is insane. It happened to me. I had to pay an extra $1,000 on one of my machines to get it into through the market. That's the issue that you have in Africa. You're paying double how much, and that's again the minimum double, right? If they see that the value of the item is higher than what you state it is on the market in the country, you'll pay triple. As I mentioned, right? I can prove it to you because you niggas never believe me. Let me prove it to you because you niggas like to say Kaizo just caps, right? I'll show you an Ethiopian car market. I'll prove to you that Ethiopian cars are 300% more expensive than the actual international market, aka UK or America, right? So let's go ahead. Let's do it. Let's do it, guys. Make sure you like the show, guys. Hit the super chat, whatever it is, support Black and African media. But let's go ahead. Let's do this, right? Because I know you niggas don't trust me, man. So it's fine. I get it. I'm not the most trustworthy individual. I get it. I'm a little bit shady, but let's get it. Let's get it. over here. So I'm gonna go search in. I share my screen right now. Let's do it together so that we can see what's going on over here. So that's Google. All right. Ethiopia car price. Cool. I'll open a new tab, and I'm gonna find. Okay, so used car in Ethiopia, GG. Yeah, GG is not a bad market. Or let's use Mekina. Mrs. H, I'll drop the link soon. I don't want to talk to Dusties just yet. I need to at least do a little bit of a presentation, right? Okay, so Suzuki Zero, 2 million bid, right? So okay, Toyota Corolla, that's a simple one, right? Toyota Corolla there is 2.6 million bid. Cool. So we're gonna go type in how much that is of bid to dollar. First, that's what we're gonna do, right? We're gonna do the conversion rate. How much is a bid to a dollar so that we can actually see the value of the product first. So I'm gonna share my screen again. Dollar Americani. So bids, right? So 2.6. I think is that 2 million. I don't really know, man. I think that's I think that's 2 million bid, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is it one extra one? I really don't know, man. I can't do the math. I'm a little bit retarded, right? But anyways, let's go back there. Let's find another one, right? Yeah, I was right. It was one more zero. Cool. So look at that, right? So Toyota Corolla, that's a used car in Ethiopia, is $46,000. It's there, right? In the UK, a used Corolla is around 30,000 or 27,000, right? Over there. That's a used one is 20,000 pounds. So compare that price difference, right? 20,000 to 40,000. And you niggas thought I was capping. Just simple example, right? Other ones are worse, etc. Right? That's the African market.
You're at $88. When in the States, it'd probably be like 50 or it'd be 44 because it'd be free shipping on Amazon. You're at $88. Then, just for it to come into the country, and there's a cosmetic tax, they add another $44.45. So this is what you start to see when you start to live here. 88 plus 44.45 is $132.45. Somebody asked, no Amazon Prime in this thing. Amazon Prime does not matter.
So I was actually wrong. It wasn't just 100% tax. They made it $140 something tax on a $40 something product. That's the reality. There's no way Africa is going to move forward when you can't even buy machineries and goods to industrialize and build value and then export that's the products that you create with the value. So this is a very, very simple low hanging fruit, and Austin Holloman is 100% right.
Because you're going to pay for shipping twice. You can look at it two ways. You either pay for shipping twice, or you're paying for the product twice, 3 times in this case. This Tiege Hanley box that costs you $44 US in the United States, in Africa, $132.45. So this is why you don't see the same brands like basically copied and pasted from Western countries.
Yeah, we don't really need the same brands. I don't understand what his point there is, right? Whether that's a non that's a non point, right? That he's making out there. Anyways, conversation is open up. If you guys want to add in, you can. This will not be a long stream. I'll do it at 1 hour maximum. I've got to do other work, etc. Right? But I don't understand why we need American companies. But what we do need is companies that can operate easily within Africa. So yeah, the guys out here starting out making good points. Now he's talking about some weird Black American points which are not relevant to Africa.
So, for example, another country that this problem is the same at, and from my understanding, this is all over East and West Africa and some parts of South Africa, the Southern Africa. I know in the country of South Africa, it's not doing that. No, this is what you're not understanding. He said if they don't deliver, is there something like a P.O. box you can set up to just pick it up? No, you have to go to the post office.
This is not true. He's lying, right? He's lying about this, or because he doesn't know, right? I get it, right? It's lack of knowledge. No, you don't have to go to you don't have to go and pick it up yourself. They do have PO boxes in Kenya. Yes, you can go and pick up your product in a PO box. That's a fact. I've done it. I've done it many times. You can also get your product delivered to your door. I've had it many times, right? I've ordered stuff from online. They will bring it to your door, right? Just because they don't have a centralized address system doesn't mean they don't have addresses. The difference is it's not centralized or organized in the same way. No, he's lying here, or he just doesn't have the information because he doesn't know what he's saying. Yes, in Africa and Kenya specifically, you will get your orders from Amazon delivered to your door. I've done it many times. You will get your deliveries into a PO box if you want and pick it up also. So I don't know what he's saying here, but he's definitely he is not accurate. I'm just making sure that the truth is coming out.
And they will not give you a package until you pay taxes on. I had to pay basically for the same kit twice.
This is true. They won't deliver your product until you pay taxes. Yes, he's not lying there.
Now let's put it in an African perspective. One Kenyan shilling. So I'm paying $132. One Kenyan shilling, I mean, that in Kenyan shillings is almost 20,000 Kenyan shillings. Do you realize a lot of Kenyans, do you realize I got scammed for paper? I paid 2,000 shillings and those people thought they got over on me. That was $14. Now multiply that by 9.5 times. So if they thought they won off of $14, most Kenyans won't be able to afford this. So this is part of the reason why I said they can't come up. Not that they're going to come up.
It's not about affording it or not, right? And it's not about the most Kenyans, right? Most Kenyans are not going to industrialize the nation. What you should be saying is the Kenyans who want to go and buy machines from abroad to build products, to have better yields on their foods and farming and plantations won't be able to just put their money there because you have to pay double. So the time and effort it takes you to recuperate the money of investments make it harder. I just wish the brother was a bit more articulate. The guy definitely, his IQ is not the highest.
Off a face wash. I'm just saying basic imports that in other countries is not hard to get, they can't get. Now imagine if you're an African influencer and YouTube isn't paying you that much. That's not completely true, but most African influencers aren't making as much as the United States because of the difference in the audience.
Basically, he's talking about AdSense, right? You're not going to make as much from having African audience because the companies, American or US, or UK or European, are not going to be paying people at YouTube to be advertising to Africans because, well, Africans aren't going to be buying those products en masse, right? So he's talking about the difference in AdSense. For every 1,000 views, I might get like $4, right, on YouTube. An African is going to get maybe 70 cents. So that's what he's talking about.
How many of them have $130 just laying around if they're brand new starting up? Somebody said it's best to ship bulk in Africa. You still gonna get taxed. They're gonna go off the value of the bulk shipment and tax the hell out of you. I was listening to the guys in my cigar lounge in Ghana talking about that. Said that they had a $20,000 tax on their cigars. We got some sensitive people in the comments talking about don't be here talking shit about Africa. We not. If anything, I'm defending y'all. So you can get the fuck out of my comments with that bullshit. And somebody says, "Oh, Africa is not a country." Trust me, I know. I've been to 7.
You know, it really, really irks me when Dusty has Africans out here, right? I always saying the same repeat things. Africa is now. I know I said the same thing, right? A couple of days ago. I was saying in a very very contextually relevant point, right? But these people just keep saying things that Africa is not a continent. Well, what do you mean Africa is not a continent? Sorry, Africa is not a country. Well, obviously, why are you even saying it's not a country? Are you trying to say that different countries in Africa have different systems? They don't. Black African countries are all the same. They have high tax rates on percentages that just proven Ethiopia is even worse. That's the reality. So stop the cap, right? That's why I hate when people start saying, "Oh, Africa is not a continent." Yes, it's not. It's not a country. Yes, it's not a country, but Africa operates the same everywhere, especially in Black Africa. That's the reality.
Other countries in this year, so I know that it's not one country. The thing is, Kenya is not the only country that's like this.
Correct. Kenya is actually one of the better countries. As I said, Ethiopia is 300% tax, not 100% tax. They don't even let you send money from outside of the country, which made it hard for us to pay the Ethiopian employees because guess what? The government won't let them actually trade internationally. So other countries are worse than Kenya.
A lot of countries in Africa, including Ghana, if the DJI that you guys see me do my vlogs on, those cost $300 in the United States for the basic one. I had to buy another basic one in Ghana. It was 530.
100% tax. But yeah, Kifaru, what's good, my brother? We've got there's two Kifarus here, man. What's going on, Kifaru? You became a transgender.
I'm a transhuman now, trans alien. Yeah, I'm trying to look for a different name. Yeah, man, we all know. I think the issue with this, like people like Austin, African Americans, I think they need to realize that they're coming from a completely different society, a society that works. America is a first world country. They always try to make this comparison with America and Africa. To me, it's not a fair comparison. You understand? You should compare America with Europe, not Africa. Just because you come to Africa and you meet a bunch of black people, you think you live in the same country. No, Africa is still very, very backward when it comes to accountability. So many things. So we're still a way step behind. But we can fix it. We can fix it. You said earlier we can fix it with technology. And if we are not ready to put the right people to take responsibility, then I don't know. It's going to be really, really hard. The taxation system, like in most African countries, there's no a clear like a cookie cutter that if you want this is how much you're going to pay. It varies every day. It just depends on who you meet in the office. You understand? If you have someone in that office, you're gonna pay less. If I don't have, I'm gonna pay more. The corruption is just unbearable, especially if you're in the business of importing and exporting stuff out in and out of your country. You understand? It's always a mess. It's always a mess. You need to get a custom officer that knows someone. I know of a guy, my friend, he was from Japan, and they had to not seize, like auction. Like he had a fleet of maybe 8 cars. Mitsubishi Pajero. You know that car?
Yep. I know it.
Yeah, and he couldn't afford to pay the custom duty because the amount that he was supposed to pay when he came at the port, it got tripled. And there's no accountability. And he asks, where am I paying? Where's the receipt? And they can't. It's just so bad. Sometimes we have to smuggle things. Like the last time I sent stuff was a 40-feet container. I had to hide stuff. Just so bad. Now we need to play the game. You need to build a guy. He has to build a separate cabinet inside the container, and you need to put some of your expensive stuff. Okay, and then in front you just put some junk. They've got no scanners. That's the problem. They've got no scanners over there. They can't even scan to know what is inside. You just have to declare. So all what they want to see a car. You can easily beat them if you know what you're doing. But if you have like heavy machinery, that might be a problem. And he was talking about again. What's it called? Address. I don't know about Kenya. Maybe Kenya is good. My country is just a mess,
Really?
when it comes
No, in
to
Kenya, Kifaru, let me just give the context here, right? I only buy online. All my products, electronics, I don't buy them from street vendors because usually they try to sell you used products that have like a battery life of of 2 seconds. So I buy all
Exactly.
my products online from actual malls. And also, it's kind of interesting, Kifaru. I don't like the African culture of like having to ask for prices. You engage with the guy, then you're forced to
Mm-hmm,
buy it there.
mm-hmm,
I like to see
mm-hmm,
the whole market, right? Then I
mm-hmm.
choose a product I like. So that's why I'm finding online shopping in Kenya. Jumia is a Nigerian company and it's doing really well. So I
Yeah, no,
actually
Junior.
shop from Jumia. Yeah.
Yeah, my country is still a mess. I don't know, and there's no. I don't know if there's even a talk about it. There's no address. You understand? There's no address. So what people do, people use like main buildings. It's like opposite that building, some kind of stupid stuff. So you can't really. You can. When I was young, we had PO box, but post office don't work anymore. No one is going to put send things through post office. Even the DHL office, it's not actual. It's not even an actual DHL. It's like maybe it's like a franchise. You can be doing have a small shop and you just register that you can register for people to drop and pick stuff from your office. And there's no time when they come you're open. When they come you're not open. You can ask question. You can complain if you don't see your good. It's still a really risky business. So most of the time people prefer when you're going like if someone is going home like in from the west they don't they rather pay you, okay, so you put some stuff in your luggage and you take it home because it's people have lost like really really valuable items, you can't. It's just a mess in my country. It's like it's a mess. Maybe Kenya is good. I see Kenya like
Yeah, we got
Uber
everything,
can
man.
work.
Uber, I only use Uber or Bolt. Bolt I think it's a UK company. Everything is bought online. Things work here well. I don't know why Austin Holloman said you can't get things delivered to your door. I don't know why. Like literally every time I bought from Amazon, they ask you when are you free for delivery? Where do you live? And you write your address system. Kenya does have an address system. Okay, so yeah,
Mhm.
let me just kind of clarify what he said. Okay, we don't have a centralized address system, meaning the government doesn't have a website with everybody's address, but we do have address systems. For example, let's say if you want to deliver something to my old house, you would say, okay, no, sorry, not my old house. Let's just some random house, right? You would say, okay, Faro lives at Kileleshwa. Kileleshwa is where? Nairobi, Kenya. Ngong Road, Kileleshwa, Estate 50, house number 310. We have
Okay,
addresses.
good. Yeah,
The
good.
problem
Like, but is that all over the country? No,
Yes, all over the country. Okay, oh, country, I don't know, man, but Nairobi, yes. I
it's
can.
exactly like even like in my country, like in the capital, they've got some like bastos. No, they've got rouge la joie. In some parts of the countries, like I don't want to say like urban, like more. um residential area, they have some things like that, you understand, but out of that it's just a mess. You understand like in the capital city, yes, they've got some addresses and they've got street names, but they still like they can say, for example, let's say Paul Biya Street, but you can't really tell like house 41. You understand what I mean? You can just talk about the street and you say somewhere within that street they will know, but that house has not got an actual number.
No, but that's the African experience, Kifaro, right? We don't like to be precise with things. The culture that we developed, unfortunately, because you listen to the previous conversation. Now, people thought the thing is, Kifaro, we know the truth, right? We don't like to be precise in our languages in Africa, right? We like this culture of talking to people. Oh, when you reach down, okay. Let me give you an example, Kifaro. This is
Yes, yeah. Oh,
Let me give you an example. This is insane. So I moved in. I think I haven't shared the video. I actually upload it in like 20 minutes. No, that's a lie. I'll upload it by the end of today. So what I found interesting, it's a nice neighborhood. It's very up class and everything. I asked the guy when I was coming to do the viewing like 3 or 4 days ago, right? And I said, "Can you just send me the pin location? You know the WhatsApp pin, a location that gives you the Google Maps." I
yeah.
asked for that. The
He
guy,
does not
first of all,
understand.
he lied. He said, "Yeah, sure." I don't think he understood what I was saying. Right? It's fine. It's a caretaker. It wasn't the estate agent. The agent wasn't here, so he couldn't send me the link. Right? So in the end, I asked the estate agent. I was like, "Hey, can you get me the pin location?" I asked him. I'm waiting for it. Then my girlfriend was like, "Oh, you just just go there and then you call them. I was like, no, I know I can do that. I don't want to do that, right? Because that's not my process. I like to be able to get to the end and then deal there. Do you know what we had to do? We had to go there to some KCB bank, then from the bank, call the guy to come collect us from there, and then we walked all the way there. All they could have done is just sent
Yes.
me a link. You see, there's a lot of stuff like this happens in Africa. To me, it's like a lack of wanting to just systemize things and making things easy. You
Yeah,
see exactly what I'm
yes,
talking about, right?
exactly. I keep saying with the people who are supposed to do those jobs, they're not interested. We need to get them and force them. The people who are doing those things, they don't understand what it means to be an inspector, to be a director. It's to them, it's just a position that at the end of the month you can have salary. That responsibility, they don't understand what it means to be an inspector or minister. It's just a job to them, like any other job. And that's the problem we're having in Africa. And we don't even train people to do those jobs. We just train people to get a salary. Like even if you go to the university in Africa and people who graduated and let's just take maybe even like biology. Some Let's take biology, and if you ask them what can you do, let's take out first degree, because most of those guys are still like as dumb as nothing. Let's even take like people who had the masters in some kind of speciality in, let's say, molecular biology. These guys don't still know anything. You understand? They just know a bunch of books that they've read and cram and some drawings off them heads. But the education system now, the mindset, there's a long way to go, but we can fix it. People just need to take responsibility, and we need to change the system, because the present system we have is not going to change nothing. It's just one dusty passing down to another dusty, because that's the only way they can get they can get control, and maintain their stupidity. You understand? A dusty pass it down, nepotism, things like that. All that the system needs to be broken, Kaizo, and built from scratch, with the help of technology. You understand? If not,
Yeah, I agree 100%. I 100% agree with it, right? Guys, make sure you like the show and share it and all that kind of good stuff. Yeah,
like,
listen.
like for example, okay, like in Cameroon, if you're going to like you send some stuff and you have to go declare them at the poor, the bureaucracy just to extort money from you is fascinating. You understand? The mechanism that they've put around, and it's only within that port. The government has got nothing to do with it. And what even makes it worse is government officials doing that. This person has his own bribe. This one is to get his own bribe. This one is the bribe chain is just so it's overwhelming. And if you don't pay it, they will frustrate you. Okay, they'll say, okay, your goods, it has been flagged, like maybe you've got some contraband, and we cannot, you have to wait for a month, because whoever the inspector that has got the authority to search that thing is not there. They will just frustrate you. You understand? Just frustrate you, just because they want you to bribe them. And there's no one you can report to. That's what makes it like really, really difficult. You can't report to no one, because the authority that you think they should be handling those kind of issues, that the corrupt ones. What are you going to do? No, the system, man. The system is so bad. So I understand these African Americans. You come from a system that works. Your goods lose, you can sue a company and they'll pay you. I'll lose my bag with those is Kenya Airline. Those the Kenya Airline, and they did not pay me. They took me to their little Kenyan airline things at the airport. I need to sign some papers. And the guy asked me, when are you going back? You know why? That was the first question he asked me. When are you going back? Because he knew you're going to go back, and that's going to be the end of the story. If you tell him, oh, you're staying, that's a problem. He asks, okay, when are you going back? He wants to know, because if you're going back this day, no, okay, there's no need. That's just that mentality. I was my bag with some cameras in it, and they said, "Well, they didn't see anything." And I told them, "This is my bag." I showed the picture. It was open. They say, "Oh, it happened in I think it was in Turkey." Yeah, I think I went through Turkey. It was in Turkey. It was not here. Blah 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 blah. That's Kenyan Airlines. So Man, the system is really, really bad. Africa is still. We have to build. We have to build. You know. That's why we need to get involved in politics and change these people. Right?
Yeah, no, that's crazy. That's crazy. I can't comment on what happened in your bags in Kenya, man. But yeah, generally, okay. So I'll give you an example, Kifaro. There are some companies blossoming. So in Kenya, there's a company called Glovo. I don't know who owns it, but the company is amazing. I'll give you an example, right? Now, it's kind of interesting. I've ordered beef, right? I like to cook like at least 1 kilogram of beef, to suit the fact that there's two people here, every so often. And I've bought that from this company called Glovo, and here they kept making a mistake. They kept giving me 500 grams of beef. When I complained about it, do you know what they did? They actually sent
Mm.
me 1 kilogram of beef for free, and the one that I bought that day was not covered in the price, meaning it was double free. They've done that to me every time they made a mistake. And you know what I've done? I've recommended that company to so many people that I know, and I keep using them until today.
Wow.
So some companies are actually understanding, like, value chain and creating a good value. Glovo is a great company. I'm doing that right now.
Exactly.
Mhm. So I think slowly African companies are realizing, hey, there is a model here. You treat your customers well. They won't just be at today and then tomorrow is they choose a different place, but they would actually come
Mm.
back.
These
It-
people, I bet you that they're coming from the diaspora. It's not a dusty Kenyan that's never left Kenya can do that. To him, there's
yo,
no way a dusty Kenya is going to give you something for free. It's the mindset that, no, the mindset of accountability, not losing one customer. It's really important. But this African dusty, they want to cheat you over 5 shilling and they forget about that they can have a recording income from you for the next 20 years. It's just some stupid mindset. You
you know
understand?
what's crazy, Pharaoh? Do you know how many people have tried to scam me over like 5,000 shillings? It's like, I don't know, like $40, when they could have just behaved well. They could have benefited from and leveraged from the network that I have, but they just rather,
Mhm.
scam you of quick money. And again, they're not even scamming you. You just don't have a second choice. So you just let it happen because, the consequence. You
Exactly.
get the point. They think they're
Exactly.
scamming, which is even worse. Bro, no, that's not what's happening here. You know,
Because you
but
you definitely know they're cheating and you just say to yourself, why are you so stupid? Although you don't say to them, but you say, oh, you do, like you block them. You know what I mean? You just take them out of your contacts and of your milieu, your surrounding. Yeah, man. We can say all these things, but man, when I look at the politicians in my country and I say those who even aspiring to take over them, I say we sometimes we need a coup, just to shut down this thing and build from scratch with people with more accountability mindset, more
yeah,
pride and more nation building mindset. If not, people always take advantage. We always take advantage from us, and they're gonna build they'll build their own community while exploiting us easily. They don't even need to get worried. You understand? So
yeah. No, this is a really great point that you're making right now. So, but me personally, as I mentioned earlier, I actually am Booty Clubber for Africans. He was right, right? I do want us to move forward, succeed, like build and have strong companies, strong relationships, and all that stuff. The issue is just some redundant things that we have, things that should not be just happening. Like I keep saying, Kifaro, right? You guys on these platforms like to talk about, oh, we should do this, we should go and do this high level thing over there. No, 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 no. Let's just fix the basic low hanging fruits, bro.
yeah,
There's
we
so
need.
many
That's true. You need to
problems.
start from the really really basic and build from the
Mhm,
from and you from and build from there, and you need to put pride in yourself. You understand? There's one
mhm.
thing that when I go home and I don't do anymore. All these dusty restaurants that are just like across the road. They
Oh
don't
yeah.
take. Yeah, I don't go to them anymore. And when I go, I meet some of my friends, and they try to shame me for not going to eat there. You understand that? You guys who come from Europe, you want thing, some kind of mentality. I'm just trying to
Bro,
tell
listen,
you,
listen, Kifaro.
you need
Why am
to
I gonna
change.
risk Kifaro? Why am I gonna risk tapeworms because I want
Exactly.
to be patriotic? Why am I going to risk
Exactly.
them
Yeah.
overcharging me because they want to
I
be
tell them, God, I explain to one guy, I'm not going to that restaurant just not because I'm actually scared of tapeworm, because I want that woman to upgrade. You understand? You want to make sure you need to send a message to whoever is in that place that you need to upgrade this business. You can't just be selling food in the mud, in dust, and expect people to be happy. And it's going on. If we don't change this mindset, she's not going to change because she's comfortable. You understand? Start creating, like, start giving like standards. If I go somewhere and I just see dusty flies, I tell you I'm not coming there again. Start going to a more to a hotel or some different kind of restaurant. We need to start changing our environment so that people can say that this thing is bad, it's dirty. Africans, they don't care. You understand? They just want to eat. They will even sit beside some dirt and sit down and eat their food. You understand? We need to change, and that's
Yeah,
my
have you
problem.
noticed like Africans are okay with eating at a restaurant that's on top of an open sewer right next to them, where they're washing
Exactly.
the plates? Bro, this is
Exactly.
it's a
Exactly.
health issue.
Exactly. They don't
It's
see
not
that
like,
as
oh,
a.
I'm looking down on them. It's basic hygiene. Hygiene doesn't
And
stop
then
them.
they expect you to go
Yeah,
eat in that thing, because that's
no.
what I did when I was there. I tell them no. We need to change. No, I say
Oh
I
god.
can't eat there. They say, oh, you're from Europe now. You think all these guys from Europe, you think you're that. I say, man, I don't give a damn. I just need to tell you I can't eat there. It's not correct. You need to tell this lady she needs to have a nice place. Have a nice place and even increase your price, and see you start having
Exactly.
some good kind of people. You understand?
Exactly.
The society needs to start having value in itself.
But
I
Kifaru, that's
think
why the previous conversation, you guys were coming for me, but I was like, we gotta change our culture. It's not the individual Africans, it's the culture. The culture allows you'll see a big man that drives a Land Rover still eating in this place because he wants to save an extra 50 shillings. Like, why?
yeah, and they save it for some stupid thing. You understand?
Yeah.
They save it for like really really stuff. The other time I went home and these guys were having some meeting, a little political thing, and these guys were complaining that they can't always be in the Zoom meeting because they don't have internet. And these guys, a month, they'll drink like almost $50 of beer if you actually want
Hmm.
to say how much you spend. Like they'll just spend like beer. They don't have their priorities right. That's one of the problems in Africa. You don't have your priorities right. They just, I don't know. The mindset needs to change, and I think we need to change it by force. If we just sit and say, okay, our people are going to change, man, it's gonna, because the stupid people there in the society, there's so many. So of course more people will see what they're doing, and that will become like a normal behavior, because the ones that are not like that, they're few, and it'll be difficult for them to actually spread their message and be dominant because the few. But if we enforce that kind of behavior and make sure things are not dusty, then now people can start changing. You understand? The other time I went, these people are playing football in a bloody pigsty, and they're happy. You understand what I mean? I think even if you bring pigs will find it very, very uncomfortable to play ball in where those guys were playing football. But they're happy. It's muddy, it's marshy, there's potholes. I said, no, man, this can't be true. What is You can fix this field just planting grass and make your community better, but that feel like that is normal. So people grow up and think that is normal. And we need to change that kind of mentality. And when you say, they say, oh, all these guys you from Europe, that's just what they say. You want to change things. Were you not playing like this as well? Come on, man. So,
Yeah, Kifaru, you know what? Thank you very much for that point. Very high IQ. Then we'll let USC go next. This whole
Uh,
idea of people just from Europe is a non sequitur. You don't even respond to those people. Tell them go back to the pits of hell. We want to develop Africa.
uh, good evening, guys. Easy,
yeah,
how
man.
do you, Ifaro?
Yeah. How you doing?
I'm fine. I kind of agree with you that our people need to be forced. It's like currently we are pampering them too much to do what they are supposed to do. Like what happened in Nigeria this week, I was surprised. The Minister of Works went to office around 9:30. When he got there, he saw that only 5% of the workers have already arrived. So he now instructed them to lock the gate. So when the rest later came in late, did you know they were protesting against the minister and chanting that it should be fired and all that. Come on.
For doing his job.
Yes.
Oh, Jesus.
And the minister arrived around 9:30. That means by 9:30 they are still not at work.
Hmm.
And the funny thing, the minister later apologized. There's a video, I was shocked.
Oh my God. Oh my God. But UFC,
Yeah.
superstar. That is not the best way. You can't be popping up, surprise visit. You can use technology. For example, I'll give you like very simple thing. Just imagine in that office, right? Every employer has got a sign-in card, okay? And
Mm.
in where they're going to sign in, there is a camera. Because if you don't put a camera, people can give their own fellow their colleagues their signing card to go sign in for them. It has happened. Have a signing card and a camera, and when you go, you need to tap it to make sure if people doubt, they can go and look the camera feed, the time that the sign in came and who was on the camera. You can do that. You don't even need to go there. You understand? And see
Faro,
what happens.
Faro, if you want to implement such policy in Nigeria, I'm telling you, they will sabotage that project and they won't allow it to work.
We need to. That's why I say we need to force them. If we
Yes, we
don't,
have
we see exactly. We need to force it. We need to actually force it. You understand? And if you actually want to do something like that, the company in charge of of making sure workers get in office in time should be a private thing, and they're monitoring on the government facilities. Simple. I tried that in my little company, and it worked. People now conscious, and I tell them it's time. If you're 10 minutes, it's maximum, it's 5. It's now 5 minutes late, then it's minus 1 hour. You understand? And no one
yes.
is there. We just look the ticket, and there are people that get in time. Now people have value for time. And if
Okay,
they don't
bro,
want
let me ask you a question. Why has it been now almost 2 years and I haven't even had my first date in court? This is Africa, bro. I haven't even started my case. It's been 2 years. That's what I'm saying, Kifara, man. You guys do, and this is why
Yeah,
whenever
Kaizo,
people
but you
fighting
complain,
against,
but you don't want to. I told you to be part of politics. You don't want to.
no,
But
no, I have
where
to
do you
be.
think the change is going
Kifaro,
to come?
no, Kifaro. It's not that I don't want to be. There's a time for everything. Let me focus on the money part now, and then once I've conquered that, I will go join politics.
No,
100%.
I'm not
You're
telling
right.
you to go be president now. No,
I know, I
just
know.
be.
Just be involved. Yes, I get
Yes,
it. I
exactly.
agree with you,
Yes.
Kifaro. I'm just
Yeah.
saying. Listen, bro. The redundancies in our systems is insane. And all the people in the previous conversation are calling me a coon. I'm like, no, I know the systems. I live in the systems. And people are not understanding it. And I want the systems to improve. That's the part where they don't get it. They think by me showing that we have issues, it means I hate myself or something. No, I want us to improve so that we can be better.
I think what people don't like you is this your IQ, low IQ thing that you so emphasize on it. It's like people don't
No, but
like
that's
it.
just a theme. That's just a theme as to create this that's just social engineering, right? I'm just trying to create like a terminology and all that stuff. I don't really think we're low IQ. That's not true,
Yeah,
right? Just
yeah, because this is the thing. Like many Africans have come to the West. I've seen people who were like dusty. I don't want to say primitive. That did not understand how society works. But when they come to the West, the way their society is structured, they fit in. You understand? They begin to respect laws because there's no loopholes. But if your society, if we just live in an anarchy, no one is going to do anything. That's the problem. We don't follow our people. We have to control Africans. You understand? Like strict, really strict regime. Really, really strict regime. You
Oh,
understand?
Kifaru, I just saw something now. I just saw Arkham Fire on the Doctor's Damage this thing. So is that the guy that always come here to talk shit about Africa and say we should do this, we should do that? He
Yeah,
looks like
yeah.
he looks like a
Love.
madman.
All our issues is white man and love, and I'm like, bro.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You can see what he wants to say, man. Africa, we Africans, we need to sort out this continent. We need to sort out this. I'll be
Yeah,
probably going to Cameroon this December, and I'm going to be for a long time,
yeah,
really,
right.
really
We
long
will be
time.
the one to solve our problem, not outside.
Yes, I'm going to be for a really, really long time, man. Just imagine, like in Cameroon now, you can import. There's one. Uh, was that? It's a wine, some kind of wine. But this is the idea. There were people were told that you can't import that wine because the government wants to encourage locally produced wine. You understand? Some dusty wine. But you know what? Because one minister has taken that as his own business. So just because he wants to be the only sole proprietor, I don't know, the only one importing that wine, it made it impossible for any other citizens to import wine. Can you imagine? And if you're going to import that wine, you have 100% tax. 100% for wine, importing wine in Cameroon. 100% of what you buy here.
Come on, Kifaru, that's standard, bro. That's even cheap. Ethiopia is 300% for most products. What are you talking about, brother?
No, man, no. See, this is the point. If you want people, okay, if you have a wine company, then that makes sense. But if you don't have, what's the point? If you're going to pay a tax, if Ethiopians are going to pay 300% more on the good they buy, then they should have their own cars in the country so that the government can say, yeah, we want
They
you
don't
to
have
buy
it.
this.
They don't
Exactly.
have it. They don't
What's
have
the
it.
point?
See,
Exactly.
that's why I said earlier, a storyteller was kind of booty clapping for the government, saying, "Oh, they want to reduce importation." No, they don't. They just want money from you. They want your taxes. It's not about like buying African products. I agree with you. If Ethiopia had a car company that they create themselves, I get it. Put even 1,000,000% tax. I don't care. That's
Exactly.
great. You're building the nation because you still have people who can buy cars, start businesses, travel, and enrich themselves and industrialize. But when you, you put a 300% tax on a Toyota Corolla that's used, you're like, bro, come on, man. This is definitely insane.
Yeah. Yeah. And man, we need to do something. I think I just sit and think. I say if I have 10 people like me, we're
Mhm.
gonna change. I have actually the contact of my local mayor. I give this guy ideas, and he says, "How do you this good?" You have to implement it. He's tried to tell me the bureaucracy. He only tells me, "Come, come, come, come." If I go, man, I'm going to be a dictator. People are going to hate me. All those old people that are used to, I don't know, corruption. All those people in that council, they'll probably try to kill me. But I'm going to get my gun myself. You understand? You can't be clan with all these people. The council has got no money. They can't do nothing, and people just rich from the council's money, and they think they're entitled to do that. No, man, you understand, And this guy's from Germany. He's been in Germany for almost like 20, I don't know, almost like 30
Yeah,
years.
but you have to obviously understand when you're looking at powerful leaders, it's no longer just about where they came from, but also who put them in power. Who did they sign deals with, and who do they have to pay back? So there's always that element of okay, because
I know.
sometimes I
I know.
pretty clever, like to Niger or Pandora rather, but it is a dangerous game in politics. So if you don't have a strong enough network behind you, you are risking your
Of
life.
course, of course, you need to know. You need to work on eggshells. You need to know who's behind you. Then you keep building that your own little army, people behind you. And the more you get stronger, the more you push stronger. You understand? You can't just go dusty and you're trying to fight the top. You need to make your own connection, and that's how you do it. You need to play your own game to beat them in it.
No, Kifaru, the problem the society is currently facing right now is because a lot of people like to pander to some certain group of people. See, I don't. The truth is bitter. If people cannot accept the truth and face the truth, then that is on that is on their own. But the truth should be always speak at all times instead of trying to make them feel good and trying to protect their feelings. Say it as it is. If they don't accept, let them go.
Yeah.
Look at, for instance, look at Nigeria right now. Nigeria is currently extremely divided because there are people who lost the election, but a lot of people were afraid to just tell them, yeah, you lose, you. These are
You
the
lose.
reasons why
Let
you lost
let
the
go.
election. The
Yeah.
election was lost. Let people should move on. But you see, people were trying to protect other people's feelings, and look at where we are right now.
Yeah, that's why I say we need to. Sometimes when people talk about military regime, I think if the military guys get into power and they can start doing things from scratch, it might work. If they need to
I
work
can't
with
agree with you because those guys they don't take nonsense. They don't take
exactly,
BS.
exactly, exactly. They just need to work with the people who've got the right mindset. You understand? And I think those are the only ones who can change things because the civilians are scared of military, but they are not scared of fellow civilians. You understand
Yeah,
what I mean?
mostly I agree with you. Mostly in Nigeria, yes, they fear the
Everywhere,
military.
everywhere, everywhere. All
Yeah,
these civilians are scared of military guys. Those are the only ones that exceed their authority. You understand? So we need to work with them somehow. Africa, I think we have everything. The problem is our own selves. The problem is ourselves. It's
yeah.
just us. We allowed low IQ people to be our leaders. Then now the cause and the shame is upon us.
No,
You understand?
Kifaru. I always see. Let me tell you something. The leaders, we may blame the leaders all we want, but if you look at, like, for Nigeria, for example, I realize the leaders are not just the problem only. The people themselves are part of the problem also, not just the leader. Because see, the leaders, if you count them, they are about in total they are about 1,000 to 1,500. You understand me?
Mhm.
Okay, for instance, look at what happened this week regarding the minister and the civil servant. If the civil servant can behave like this, then where are we going? Then you wonder why the country is stagnant. Because you have country being run by unserious people who are not willing to work and earn their salary.
Mhm.
So we see, I will say this: bring Jesus Christ to run Nigeria, they will frustrate that they will frustrate that man. I'm telling you,
Man.
it is chaotic.
So sometimes I will say it. I will say well. Sometimes we need to do the unthinkable. You understand? We need to do the unthinkable. Sometimes you begin to think, is it a good idea that maybe we just allowed some different people to come and be part of a country and have be the administrators? You know, sometimes I think,
I
oh,
think I
why?
agree with you. We should open our country up. If they are foreigner, allow them to come and take position in government. Let them do the thing, implement the kind of policy they want in the country that
Man.
will move the country forward. Then let's cancel this indigene BS and all these things. Allow smart people to run the country. Because the way
Well,
those civil
when
servants,
people talk about President Cameroon, that your president, that's what I tell people. It's not the president. Even that, if you take Paul Biya out now, there's little or no change that's going to happen in Cameroon
thank
because
you.
the mindset of the people is not changing. So all these things, well, he's been there. I don't see how his Cameroon is bad than any other African country. You understand what I mean?
Kifaro,
There's no
Kifaro,
there's not much different. It's the people. He is just a one guy. If we change the mindset, he can be there. You understand?
Kifaro.
That's
A
just it.
mad, you can put a madman to run like in the White House in America. I'm telling you, everything will run smoothly there. You understand me? The unemployment rate will go down.
Exactly,
There will
exactly.
be
If
jobs,
there's
things will run smoothly. But you see, in Africa, we may blame. See, we always want to blame one person. No, 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 no. Let's look it in a broader way. You see that everybody is involved.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna
Everybody
blame
is
the
involved.
black.
For example, we make
Yeah,
the policy. If you go on paper, most African countries, the policies are like super good and clear, but no one is enforcing it. The police
yeah.
person asking you bribe, what do you want the president to do? He
Okay,
should go
currently now,
all across the
there's
country trying to police every.
there
There's
currently
a law
now.
that if you have a police officer that takes
Yeah.
you, that you feel insecure, go and report him. What are you going to report that police person to? To his authority. His authority itself is maybe he sent him to take money from you. It's just a mess, and
Mm-hmm. Total mess.
it's
In
just a mess.
Nigeria, there is a dollar shortage. People are complaining that Naira is falling. Of course, Naira will fall. A lot of people are stashing dollar and keeping this the hard currency. What do you expect? And also, the people love for imported goods is off the roof. So what do you expect? You don't produce, you don't export. What do you think will happen?
Yeah, I don't understand this. The mindset to me is really sometimes I don't understand why. For example, right? You see a guy, you've got money, you go to a really local community that is full with is filth, dirty. You build a mansion. How do you? To me, I don't see that as any. I don't understand that kind of a mindset. I prefer that your community is good, so everyone can breathe fresh air. So what's the point you going in a dusty community and being a mansion? It makes
Uh,
no sense to
Carol,
me. So I don't understand why people even find that normal.
there's a problem between our, should I say, family formation in, like for instance in Nigeria. You will see that's why when you listen to average Nigeria, for example, if you ask them, okay, they will say, okay, they want to be successful, one, to help themselves, their family, friends. That's all. They never in any circumstances include their community. They hardly. You hardly hear community and the nation in general. It is just themselves, family, and friends. That's all. Every other person can go to hell.
but
Yeah.
but it does not make sense because you are part of that community. If that community, you can't live in a community where people are angry. Like if you live in a community where everyone is an armed robber, your family and friend they will not help you. The whole of that community, you understand what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
We will protect you. So you can't even. That is a really. I understand most Africans think like that, but they are short-sighted in their thinking. You understand?
I
For
agree with you.
example, we have I've created a group. You know, most people that live in my, we call it quarter. Okay, that are out of the country in America, like everywhere we could find them. So this group is a really massive group. So we are trying to see what we can do to better up the community. But people just have some kind of backward idea and they're trying to do this. I say, bro, the first things when I go home, I see these people playing football in like really bad condition in mud water. Why can't we just take the initiative to make a decent football pitch? It costs nothing. They've got the place, they're playing, but let's just make it clean. Plant some green, fresh grass. You understand? Have some grass cutter, like some a machine that can clear the grass, paint the field, and make it something nice, green. Why can't you do that? Simple stuff. Forget about all this big stuff. Yes, but let's start making this community clean. And you can put a price that if you're going to play on that field, you need to have this money, and the money is for the maintenance. But we control it. You don't give it to the government. And we've spoken to the mayor, and it's okay. He said, yeah, that you can do that. But this guy is the one to do that. So we need to change, man. We need to start changing our mindset. Because at the end of the day, I don't know. Some people want to live their life and remain in Europe. I don't. I'm tired already. I need to go back home. But No, home needs to be comfortable.
Yeah, you're
Needs to
right.
be comfortable. Needs
We
to be
just have to
comfortable.
make our country livable for people so that they can stay behind instead of trying to run away all the time.
Yeah, man. Yeah. That's why a rude boy? Why should I be speaking about Italy? I'm not Italian. Let go ask Italian. Let them tell you about your country, man. Italy is not my country. I don't give a damn. Italy goes up, comes down. It has nothing to do with me. I'm just there to work, get my money and leave. I'm not integrated. I don't want to be integrated in their
Okay,
culture.
uh, I think, Kifaro, I think in the 8th Senate, a law was passed that said when people concerning healthcare, that when people need emergency care, they should receive emergency care. Maybe accident victim or gunshot victim, they should be taken care of before demanding for police and any other thing. I think yesterday or so, a girl was robbed and they pushed her out of a moving car and she injured herself. They rushed her to one of the hospital in Abuja. They didn't accept they didn't receive her.
Hmm.
She later passed away. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
that
Instead of
happened too.
attending to her first and see
They're
what they
asking for
can do.
money. Mm. Yeah, that happened so many times in my country as
See,
well.
I'm gonna say this. I don't know what many so-called Christian or Muslim what they are teaching them in my country. A lot of people have become too heartless. Like callous, heartless, they don't care about human life. They just, it's crazy.
It is
This
indeed.
set of people will tomorrow now, Sunday, they will go to church and
Exactly.
sing and pray and do all sorts of crazy stuff.
Exactly. Anyway, bro, I'm just gonna. Are you involved in? Do you have a political party?
Me and I don't know.
You should join ACUP. Join ACUP. It's party
I
for
just,
young
sup-
people.
I just support good governance. That's all. I don't care who you are.
Yeah, join ACUP. It's a movement we're starting now in 4 countries. Nigeria is good. Nigeria, they have a. When we went to the meeting, there's Yoruba, Igbo, and there's one Fulani lady in it.
But I'm already part of your group now. Or you can add
Yeah.
me
Oh,
to join.
yes. Yeah. I'll put you to the Nigerian one. You
Okay,
understand? Put you in
okay,
Nigerian one. It's we're not going to change anything now, but it's a process that most young people we feel that they don't listen to us, and we can't be part of all people's game. We need to create our own and build it gradually. You
that's good.
understand? So
That's good.
Africa doesn't want make it comfortable for us. Yeah, Miss H, who is there? There's no one in Africa. Who's in Africa that's gonna make it comfortable for you? You need to make it comfortable for yourself. You
Thank you
understand?
very much. You are right.
Those people there, yeah, they don't know nothing.
And also, there is this mindset about most of us Africa. Our belief is that it is the government role to build Africa. No, the people themselves must be part of the construction and building of the society,
Mm.
not just the
But
government.
yeah, but I get them. You pay your taxes to the government. You at least you require the minimum. You understand? You
See,
require the minimum
I
from the
understand.
government. Hmm.
Kifaro, the almighty America, if you look deep down, it is few percentage of people that built that country, not the majority of the people. It's just few percentage of the smart ones that put their brains together and build the country really. They just use other people as 90, let me say 90% of the rest of people, they just use them as worker to do the job.
Get what you mean.
You understand me?
Yes.
Yeah, they just
But
use other 10% of the society. They are the one who built the country. They just use the rest of the
yeah, they use
population.
the stupid word. Yeah, most people are just how do I call them? They're just tools. You understand? Most like very big portion of a population
You
is
are
just a
right.
tool.
Like workers and yes, the rest of the 90% are just workers and soldiers. You are right.
Yes, I just call them like tools, and we need to
Yeah.
use those tools. And you don't okay. The screwdriver, a screwdriver does the work, but a screwdriver by itself will not do nothing. You need someone to use it. That's how I say it. You understand? The screwdriver
Mhm.
will not unscrew a screw. You need to use it. So that's how I say it. These people, that are tools, we need to use them to build a country. And only the smart ones, only the person that knows how to use a screwdriver should be given a screwdriver. A screwdriver cannot rule other screwdrivers. It's not going to work. You understand what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah. So we need some elite, as I say, we need some elite class.
Yeah, we need uh, a MAGA movement.
Yeah, we
Well,
need
yeah, but I don't want us to start imitating Western slogans. You understand? But I get
okay.
Make
what you mean.
Africa great again.
Eh?
Make Africa great again.
Yeah. There's some things like that. Yeah, we don't just need to say it. We actually need to do it. You understand? Before you know, you put a slogan. Africans just like slogan. They'll buy T-shirt and wear
Uh,
those caps and start doing dusty
Ifaro,
things with it again. Yeah.
Ifaro.
Yeah.
Okay, let's discuss. Let's see a company like Walmart as that company is. They have almost close to 4 million workers. And just think about their supplier. Like these people have single-handedly create like millionaires and even billionaires on their own. These are those are just uh, single family business being run by this set of people. They have farmers who supply them produce
Yeah,
or
just before I say, all of you, Chuku, Ike, UFC superstar, you guys need to join ACUP. The Nigerian, they've got like really smart guys there. You know, they have both in Nigeria and out of Nigeria. But it's Nigeria, but you guys need to join them. They're asking that gradually they're building. We're staging a protest in all
okay,
African
but
countries. But the
hold
Nigeria
on.
one is yeah.
Are the people there ready to listen to controversial issues, or when you say some
Go,
crazy stuff, are
go.
they going to
I
be
don't know. You need to go there and you
okay?
understand. You understand. You might be the one to change. You know, each country has got its own little particularities. Understand.
No,
So
okay.
when you go there, you meet them. But these are people with a straight mind. They understand Nigeria. They understand the divide, and they're trying to fix it. They're trying to look for way. How can we blend this diverse country? You know, they don't have secessionists over there. You understand? So that's it, because we don't believe in divide. You know, we believe in unity in the ACUP. You understand? So we've got you go there, good people, the Igbo people, Yoruba. They want someone Fulani and one Awuza girl just joined, and yeah, we need to
Mm-hmm.
join them. Mhm.
Interesting. So
Even
you,
even the one
entrance,
in
yeah.
Kenya, the Kenya one is really booming, Kaizo. You should look for them. I'll
Okay.
give you. I'll put you in the SUP in Kenya. They're
Yeah.
leading. They're big. They're big. They're big. It's not
Nah,
full
that,
of those things. It's like high IQ people. You understand? And
okay,
you
that's good. Hmm.
yeah.
No, I definitely want. I want to see this. 'Cause Kifaru, there's two approaches to helping Africans in general, right? So there's the Ike process, industrialize, go and build. Actually, you're doing that too, Kifaru, with your agriculture. So I respect that. And there's also the politics aspect, right? So I know
Mhm.
UFC is a more do it yourself, brother. Stop blaming the government. And I agree to the 80%, but the government does have to make things easier at least, right? I'm not asking you.
Just sorry, Eme. Chuku is
Mhm.
a African Continental Unity Party, ACUP. It's like a big brother of the PAA. So we merged with them. Sorry, Kaizo. Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, so I know UFC doesn't like relying on the government, and I get it. I understand why. So the question, but I also think the government can again create public, private partnership programs that allows trade and industrialization to occur. For example, Kifaru, there's no need for you to have gone and had to go lease or buy your own land when you're actually doing something that's going to improve the country's economy in a time when there's unsaturated companies. Cameroon should have given you a piece of land. You just had to provide the machines and the structure and the company. You get what I'm saying, Kafar?
Yeah. Well,
Country.
they don't understand that concept, those countries.
Mhm.
They want you
Uh,
to start, then they make you to fail. So,
Hazel. The reason I
Mhm.
always talk against the government, where I say we should pay attention to the private sector, really, is that,
Mhm.
for instance, most of the things the Nigerian government have involved themselves, it normally fails,
True.
except when the private sector when they came in and support maybe public and private partnership kind of some
Mhm.
project, it will
Right.
work. But government alone, it doesn't work.
I
It end
agree.
up not working. So that's why I always want the government to involve the private sector at least
Oh,
to
okay.
get
I
things
agree.
done.
guys will
Because
post the ACUP website, but that's just their website. But the groups are not there. So, but if you want, have we're in the general one, general coordinators group, but all over the place. You can meet the Kenyan ones, and yeah, it's nice.
Mhm.
Just be part of it. Just see what. Just say your
Yeah.
voice. That's where your voice can be heard. We're not going to be opposition right away, but let's build something. Be part of something.
Okay. Yeah. No, sounds good. Send me to your
Hazel,
Telegram or WhatsApp.
Hazel,
Yeah.
if the federal government has started, maybe they are the one in charge of the Dangote refinery. I promise you, that
Oh no, it
project
was
would have
still.
taken 2 decades or more to be
Yeah.
completed.
I agree.
It would have taken more than 2 decades. Yeah.
Mhm. I agree. I agree. I get your point now. So you want there to be a more reliance on private entrepreneurship. The government should just
Yep.
help aid and make it easier, but shouldn't really be the main investor. I get your point now. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because yeah,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
government,
I agree with
the African government workers, the moment they get a government job, they just know they got pension and that's it. They don't care about doing the job. They will just keep dragging their feet, as you said, because the incentive is not there. They don't own the company. They don't drive the people work. I get your point. Yeah, in Africa, government endeavors doesn't really pan out the way that it should. You're 100% right. Yeah, Alexis just wants to ride. Okay,
you. Yeah.
Africa. Mhm.
Because in Nigeria, we have this culture of not taking anything government property or government thing serious, except
Mhm.
it's our own private property or something or project that we normally take serious. So it's like that in Nigeria. People don't take no. Let me just say people don't respect what is not their own. Maybe you give a car to a driver, it will go out there and you know mishandle and
Mhm.
crash or crash the car. He doesn't care because it doesn't belong to him. But just watch if it's his personal car, you see how he's going to treat it nice and take care of it and all that.
That's
So
true.
Yeah.
Anyway, I will post the link to the WhatsApp group for Kenya and Nigeria in the PAA group, so you guys can join them
yes, I've
respectively.
seen it.
Mm.
Africa
Mhm.
Africa Cup.
Yeah, yeah, that's just their main side, but the groups they are underground, so they don't say it so much on the website. So on the PAA group, I'll post the WhatsApp group, so you can join them and introduce yourself and just chat. It's serious. It's political, guys. It's not some. Though, of course, you're going to have some dusty people just posting things there, but just follow the. fo- Uh,
Bro, so you still have Dusty there, man, just out there posting cat videos or.
not just anything. There's. But that's what happens. That's the main group, okay. Then they'll take people out of there. They have their own like serious group. They'll put you in the general one. Then they'll see what kind of person you are. Then they'll keep taking you to more serious part of it. You understand what I mean? That's what they do. Yeah, they just cast everyone in the general thing there before, if you're interested. Then before you know, you see yourself in some other Kenyan, ACOP, some other one. You understand what I mean? That's how it
Right.
works. Yes, yes. So the general one, a cat video, gay pride, all that kind of stuff. You might still see them there. You know, it's the internet. You don't see anyone. So of course.
Ah, I see. I see. Okay, makes sense. Look, I can fire action camera on tonight's show. This is interesting. Uh, I wonder what he's saying.
Oh, I can fire. Atuna just is live.
Yes, on Doctor's Damage China.
Doctor
And
Who? Is it
let me
Nigerian
just
guy?
say something to you. This house girl and houseboy thing is us seeing white people do it back in the 15th, 16th, 17th century. They do it to us. And because we don't have no other race to put lower than us, we put our own.
No, it's because it's easy to get a house girl or houseboy. You know, this guy's always putting things to race, bro. The reason we got houseboy house culture, yes, you could say the Europeans created it,
Yeah, Atuna,
but
I can fire upon that so much to race, man. No, that sometimes we need to
no,
let
that
that
guy's not
go.
like you, man.
The thing
No,
is
I
that
mean,
this
wait,
Ghana
wait,
is
wait,
that
wait, 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 wait. There's some truth in that, but yes, also truth in you side, right? Like it's racial in a sense that you don't have the economics to be above. I don't know if you guys were leading to that. My
We
dad
don't
was
have
having
white
the
people
same.
in Kenya, understand that. What are you talking
Wait,
about?
wait, wait, wait. My dad used to work in England. He used to say things like the most racist people was England were Indians. He says the Indians were literally the most racist. White people there were not, at least the one as painted racist like the Indians. And I said, well, that's pretty obvious, right? The reason they're more racist to you is because of economics. Because the image of a black person is not of that one with money. The same thing with, I'm just saying the truth is white people in the world are treated better because, like you said, Kaizo, they have access to a lot more euro dollars than the average African. The average African has nairas, rands, shillings, and francophone, right?
True, true,
Like our panelists here. That's what the average African has. He doesn't have euro dollars. So he's
true.
not the standard for someone you need to respect because his currency, at the end of the day, is worthless on the world stage. So and
That's
then
true.
by default that goes into race. So I'm just saying it's like a level thing. Not saying that they just hate you because you're white. It's the thing is, well, you're not the, the image of wealth.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, yeah, that's true. We really do need to solve this whole issue with euro dollars. Our currencies are worthless. We can't unify regional currencies. Man, this is crazy, man. Like, look,
Yeah,
I,
I think
Mhm.
before we get there, we need to do so many housekeeping first. You understand? I think that's the end goal. But before we get there, there's so many things we need to check first before we can start thinking about
You
a
know
new
what's said
currency.
about that though? You know what's said about that? So I think I was watching this guy was talking about the consequence of not being a developed nation is that it's damn near impossible for you to be one. Because fine, we'll talk about corruption and everything happening in Africa, but the truth is that's because you are literally trying to develop in an industrialized age. So you're trying to develop and become something in an age where everyone is hungry, right? Right, and when everyone's hungry, nobody forgets things of development. Development is a lot easier when you don't have WhatsApp, you don't have digital connections between people. Basically, when you don't have modernization around you, it is a lot easier to build on those systems. But when you're starting from the ground in an industrialized age, you're a lot easier to influence. Obviously, corruption will be easier because you're a poor African nation. Like you're fucked by the fact that you are not developed. Your situation will just keep you broke. So I get your right for there's corruption and we have to end it. But the sad reality, the sad, fucked up reality is that you can't really end it because you're telling this to poor people who are hungry. It's like that video I showed you guys of those phone snatchers in Kenya.
What did
Right?
you
Like
say that
those guys are
you can't end it? What do you mean you can't end it? What do you mean? You can't end
basically
what?
you can't end corruption within Africa because everyone is hungry.
So you mean that's it? That's how it's always going to be? Is that your point?
For most parts of for a lot of parts in Africa, I think so. I'm not saying you shouldn't have
Technology will
hope. I'm
end
not
it,
saying
but
you
yeah.
should, but yeah, because mainly because think about this, right? Like I live in South Africa. South Africa is already an industrialized complex on its own, and maybe other regions next to it. So there's not a lot more that we have to do to put in infrastructure for development. There are a lot of electric wires that go from point A to point B all over the country, right? So things like corruption and what there'll be less here, mainly because of the infrastructure that's already in place and the fact that the citizens themselves are aware that there's infrastructure that has to be maintained and has to be at a limited corruption. I'm saying that corruption doesn't happen, let's say. I'm saying it won't be as rampant because of that situation. Whereas with you guys, you're in a place where there's no electric wires, there's no 24 hours electricity, you don't have a stable power network, you don't
I
have
think I
basically
get it.
okay, yeah. So
Listen,
here's
I
the other
think
part.
just
Here's the
because
other part.
sometimes
Here's,
people
here's
might
my
think.
idea of how
Go ahead.
the only way I can say it, right? And this, okay, the other alternative that I can see, right? And I know this is not a famous thing. I would say that for all these other African nations, they should make Mandarin their second language. That way, they can have black children that go to places like China and see how a government that is efficient works and how a government that has triangle based control, like a pyramid based control. So yeah, pyramid based control works, and hopefully maybe they can do what you and I can think as of becoming elitists in the nation. I'm saying that because now I'm trying to have a cultural view of developing a nation where you can basically create your own way of CCP-ness within Africa, right? Where you now can create an elite from the grounds up that's gonna conquer the other Africans. Because democracy, whatever, those shit won't work. You're true. I'm just saying you're developing nations, right? You're easier to control. You're easier to manipulate your voting stances. Like all these things that's happening, man. It's not really Africa's fault. It's just the consequence of
Musanda,
being unindustrialized in a
Musanda,
modernized world.
Musanda. Can I ask you a
Yes,
question?
yes, I hear you.
What do you think about the ANC ruling in South Africa? Don't you think they are taking the country in the wrong direction currently, or do you think they are doing their job as it should?
Okay, let me ask you another question before I answer that. Why do you think Black South Africans should not vote for the ANC?
You said
Why do you think Black South Africans should not vote for the ANC?
because if with the number of
Do you think? Okay, let me say this. Do you
hold
think the
on with
ANC
the
has
number
done
of
nothing for Black people?
hold on with the number of
Do you
unemployment.
think the ANC has done nothing? No, I'm asking you that question.
You said can you repeat what you said before?
No, I'm saying that why do you think Black people should not vote for the ANC? I think you were saying something about unemployment.
This see what
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
trying
you
to
had me. You
say
had
is
me. Answer
that
the question. You
the
had me.
the party, the ruling class currently, I don't think they are leading the country in the right direction. Because when you look at the unemployment number, mostly the youth unemployment is crazy.
Use your computer for
Even
it.
currently, I don't imagine you guys will
Okay,
be
okay, I get
rationing.
that. I hear that.
Hold on.
I
I don't
hear that.
imagine
I
you guys
hear
will
that.
be rationing
But
electricity like Nigeria.
I hear what you're saying. You're saying. I hear what you're saying. Okay, I get you. I wanted
Yeah.
to a short answer. My question now, my point to you is: look at South Africa in 1994. The thing is, you have to understand that you're comparing the government now to a government of 1994, where there was no hope. Today, the average black child has access to education. The average black child can go from a mud hut to being a doctor in
Okay.
South Africa.
Okay, Musanda,
Don't listen to the internet, my brother.
Ho-
No,
hold
no,
on,
I'm giving you a
hold on,
straightforward answer that no
hold
other
on,
person will give you the
hold
truth.
on. Is
Uh,
the ANC doing the right thing? Are they governing the country properly?
so far, I would say that the best chance, that the best option South Africans, black South Africans have. That's why they vote for them.
What? I guess.
Because you
I
guys, I'm
guess.
feel like look,
No,
look,
it's okay.
look at the realities. No, but UFC, look at the realities, my man. Look at South Africa in 1990. This is what I'm saying. You guys don't listen to the internet, bruh. If you look at black
Okay,
people's
okay.
lives in
Hold on.
1994 and prior,
Okay, Musanga, do you think like
they will rule for the next 30 years and 40,
is
bruh.
the
There's no
ANC
AC doing
is
this.
the ANC the only party in South Africa? Do you think other party cannot run the government in South
No,
Africa?
no, because other parties. Remember, South Africa is like you said, it's a white controlled nation. Black South Africans who are poor know this. We know that the people with money, because we watch our media, we see that they like to change history and whatnot. There's no basically it's impossible for a small party in South Africa to grow its numbers without having white capital backing it up. It's
Okay,
impossible.
let me ask this.
But
That means there is no black major opposition party against the ANC at all. I'm not
no, no,
talking
no,
about
no. You
white
don't understand what
party
I'm saying.
now.
You're not understanding. Look,
Yeah.
I all of this is worthless to say. The main point is this, bro. The African National Congress has done more for Black South Africans than any other party, or at least any other country all over the African continent. We have to be honest about it. When people say things like vote the ANC out, you make it sound like South Africans are having it the worst within Africa, but they're not. Not even by little. I get unemployment, but South Africans
Listen,
die of obesity, my brother. Poor people
hold
in South
on.
Africa are
The
fat.
reason why, hold
No,
on,
and this thing when
Musanga.
I think about no. I just want to finish, bro. What I'm telling you is the fact. The ANC is gonna rule South Africa for the next. Let's say me, I don't vote. Remember, I don't vote. Me, most people in this, I don't vote, but I know the ANC will win because I look at the fact that the poorest of the poor who have nothing, literally had nothing, but they can end up doctors, and they think about that. Like this is the only party they put me here, and the same thing with ZANU PF in Zimbabwe. People forget that people are not going to listen to, people are not going to go to the internet, UFC. You think the South Africans you talk to on this internet, me, like me, do you think I'm the average South African? No, I'm the privileged South African. I'm the exceptionalist. Abby's the exceptionalist. Lozi's the exceptionalist. This exceptionalist, bro, that actually maybe might vote different because we have load shedding and whatnot. But what happens when you have never had electricity and it is the black government that
Musanga,
built
Musanga. You
electricity?
see the difference between one thing I observe about this. For many of you, like Lozi, you and the rest, like it's like it is ANC or not. Like ANC, we die with ANC, nothing else. Like you guys cannot do more than that. It's kind of crazy. See, let me
Yeah,
tell you
man, I guess we
something.
just agree to
Hold on, let
disagree.
me tell you
I mean,
something
there's no point in
quickly.
having this discussion, man.
I don't hold on. Look, to me, I don't support any party. I only support good governance. If you are doing good, fine. I will take that. But if you are failing, you need to go. You have to go. That's my mentality.
Okay,
When you are failing
okay.
at your job, you just need to go. There's no time of wasting the country and wasting
Yes, yes.
everybody's
I,
time.
for due to the situation, I'll say the ANC has done a better job for black people. That's my final answer. Man. I mean, come on. But the thing is, it's some of those things when you start thinking and being realistic. Like, well, yeah, like why would somebody vote another party? And if they let me say this, if the ANC gets replaced, then they're gonna be replaced with a party that's probably has similar policies like the ANC, but just implements it more. Because the only problem with the ANC is they do not implement a lot of the policies they do not. So it's just implementation. So uh, what I'm saying is this, right? If but I doubt, man. Hey, replace ANC, but this party is big, man. ANC can never fall, bro. I think didn't they win by 60% before? They might even get higher now with the whole racism happening in SA and whatnot, and the anti-whiteness. They might even get 70%. To be honest, if I'm being honest with you. No, the thing is when you
Yeah,
remember UFC. Remember one thing. I forgot this. You guys, I think the problem is you don't educate yourself about apartheid. You don't understand what happened in 1984.
I
You keep
understand.
reading
See,
from
see.
what happened in
Yeah,
1984.
okay. Musanda, like in Nigeria, for example.
No.
Just
What happened in
hold on, hold
1984?
on, hold on, hold on. See, I don't care about the
No.
this
But it's
is
important. It's
hold on.
important to understand that what happened in 1984.
Listen, I care about politics. I don't care about
No. If
whatever
you
other.
don't, if you
Yes.
want to,
Okay, hold on,
like,
hold
let's
on.
close this
The
conversation now.
hold on. Good. Power transits to the ANC party in 1994 from the apartheid government to the ANC government. That's what happened
How did
in
that happen?
1994.
How did that happen?
It was after negotiation and after the release of Nelson Mandela and all that. So that's how
When
it happened.
no man, you're not giving enough context, man. I will give you direct context for you to understand what South Africa is. South Africans, let me say this, start by saying this. South Africans didn't put the ANC on so that they can get good governance. They put the ANC mainly because a lot of those politicians were talking all this Julius Malema rhetoric, nationalizing banks, kicking the white man out, whatever. Like, there was this idea of having an economy, whatever. This is nothing that black South Africans were thinking of. They were just thinking hate, kill the white man, push them out, shoot the Boer, kill the Boer. You might understand that. So when I'm just saying that, you have to understand that the only reason South Africa exists mainly is because what Mandela lied, or at least the ANC did not follow up with those kind of policies. And like yes, you said there were negotiations made with the National Party on that they were going to keep some of the economics because obviously they could have sanctioned us to having nothing. I'm saying this so you to understand that black South Africans have never voted in the ANC initially to have good governance. They voted in to receive things. And they said, listen, we may not do all these evil things to white people, but we'll give you NEFSAS, we'll give you welfare, we'll give you all these alternative things. The idea of good governance has never came to black people's mind. That's what I'm telling you.
Okay,
South Africa does
okay,
not
I
exist out of good
understand.
governance. Yeah,
Musanda,
yeah.
in your honest opinion, currently, do you think, don't you think the ANC is failing currently in the way they govern the country, or are they doing the good job?
I think they're failing at some points. I think there's a lot of
Because
manipulation they're making.
because
But it,
hold on, if they are doing their job, there will be no Operation Dudula and the rest. You get it?
but Operation Dola is against the ANC. You know that, right? Operation. Remember, South Africans. One thing you'll notice with this pan South Africans and let's put the foreigners out is they're anti-ANC to the core. The only reason foreigners and other Africans can enter South Africa is because the South African government, the ANC, allows it. Operation Dudula is against the ANC to the core. They are more pro DA, more obviously they're anti EFF, but they're more pro any other party besides the ANC and the EFF. That is the one thing I will tell you about Operation Dudula, bro. But that's the thing, right?
But
Because they
let
say
me
that
tell you
they let all
something.
this.
I see.
What
I
I'm saying is this.
understand.
Wait.
I understand the polite of the Operation Dudula. They are tired of the government because of their inaction for them to do what is right. That's the reason why they are angry. It's
No.
not
They
that.
have a problem. They have a problem with the ANC government for not kicking out illegal African migrants. And I'll just be honest with you, they're xenophobic, right? Because they're saying all foreign. They're not just saying illegal. They're saying all foreigners who are non-South African should be out, and they are anti-ANC. Look it up, bruh. Everybody knows this. They're anti this government. You know what I find weird, bro? Is that a lot of Africans are actually more anti-ANC, which is weird because the ANC is really the only party that's allowing you to come to South Africa. It's even funny, right? But obviously, maybe it's because they're not policymakers. The ANC allows it to happen, right? Because on a policy, I think what matters, of course, a lot more is policy than people talking on the internet. But it's literally the ANC that allows, like, even voting to happen in SADC. Most of these African governments are just pro-African leaders, like the whole not arresting al-Bashir from Sudan and whatever. This is what African governments do. You know what I mean? So the ANC, I'm just saying, for most part, has been more pro-Africans than, well, like obviously any other party that's coming in. All the other parties are definitely more anti. I mean, Action SA and the things they say. Because remember, South Africa has even has a law that says everyone who happens to be in South African soil has the right to receive medical care. So you can be somebody who ran away from your country with no ID, with nothing. You can enter a South African medical center and to be treated. That policy was pushed by the ANC. You know what I mean? This is why I'm like, I wonder sometimes why people on those African regions will say these things. Because you don't understand how pro you guys the ANC is, because then the ruling party and you're shitting on them and talking about they should be out of government. This is why even Rutendo from Zimbabwe keeps
Okay,
saying vote ANC. You know, because he looks at policy. He doesn't care about words and what.
okay, Musanda. The South Africa economy is forecast to grow at 0.4% this year. That's not a good record or good numbers to be discussing. That's an economic stagnation. You understand me? Even
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with you. I think the numbers need to grow, but I'll be honest with you, man. I don't think South Africans have problems. I don't think. I'll be honest with you. I don't think South Africa. I get you're right. You're right. It should be growing the economy, but South Africans don't have African problems, right? They don't have extreme problems where they don't know where to eat tomorrow. Our economy may not be growing, but South Africans are fat, is what I'm telling you. You're telling fat people with fat belly, listen, look at your economy, right? I'm not saying this is right, UFC. I'm making you understand the situation, right? Is that fine, it may not be growing by huge numbers, but the truth is this is not affecting the average poor African. He's not looking at the GDP. You can't eat GDP, right? You cannot eat GDP. People say this all the time. Like I'm sure Zimbabwe, Nigeria is growing faster than South Africa. Even Zimbabwe is growing faster than South Africa, and they're sanctioned. Obviously, South Africa needs to grow higher, but I'll be honest with you, bro. Let me tell you something. Now. This is a bias, maybe this is my personal bias. My lecturer used to say this. He said there are no real unemployment in South Africa. What's happening is that a lot of people. This is his talk. That's what he said, not me. He says that the big problem in South Africa is that a lot of people are studying things that don't at least give economic opportunity, or at least don't guarantee jobs. So a lot of the unemployment figures, the question is, let's even look at the qualifications these people have. Let's look at did they study forward and actually get some level of valuable qualification, trade tests, just anything that actually the market needs, not BSc in environmental study, theology, which is what you see with a lot of these Africans in South Africa. There are a lot of people that get qualifications that are almost worthless. They're at home sitting down doing nothing. Like there are a lot of job posts in South Africa, but they're just for viable qualifications. But NAFSAS, remember, gives qualification to all South Africans to qualify. I'm trying to make you understand that the numbers may show you that, but the reality is different. Because look at you, they show you unemployment is big. I'm employed. Abby is employed. Almost every panelist who's come here is employed. You gotta think about that a little bit, right? Like, you know. Um, Yeah, I'm just saying that South Africans don't have real problems, man. I've traveled to Mozambique, bro. I've traveled to other African countries. South Africans problem have real problem.
that means
I'm not
all
bragging.
is
I'm just saying.
that means all is well in South Africa. No problem. Mm.
We do have problems. It's just not as bad as in like. I'm just saying,
But
like,
we
it's
can
not. They don't have food. They have food.
Mr.
They have
Musa,
food.
it seems you are doing okay, but the numbers that is coming
I'll
out
say
from South
yeah.
Africa, the numbers
I
are
say,
not
let me
good.
tell you this. The only problem I have with Africa is crime. I think death penalty needs to be returned. That's my only law I wish I could push into it. And my government is refusing to have that. But death penalty is the only thing. I think crime is the only problem I have. Everything else now, economy, whatnot, nah, man. South Africa will be fine. South Africa
Musanda,
is going to be, yeah.
Let me tell you something. The past president, that Nigeria president, during his time, the economy, yes, we had a recession in 2020, but before he left, the economy grew at 3%, and Nigeria were still insulting the president that that is too small. The economy need to grow at least 6 to 7%. So I don't think a government that is currently in power that the economic growth is 0.4 should be applauded as like they are doing a great job. They are not doing anything. The numbers are not good. Let's be honest. Yes, I know some people are doing okay, but there are a lot of people who are not doing okay also. Uh, can you hear me, Musanga?
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Hello?
Yes, I
Yeah, I
can
think
hear
you
you.
got
Go ahead.
muted or something. Was it me?
Yes, I was talking to you. I said, but the numbers, the economic numbers, are not good. That's coming out of South Africa. Unemployment is crazy high. Crime is high. The economic number is too low.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know, man. These things are just numbers to me, man. I'm employed. I have a job. I'm sorry, bro. It's like you want me to pretend like my life is that shitty around,
No,
but
what I'm trying.
it's
Let
not.
me tell you something. Let me tell you
I
something.
agree with you. That's what the numbers are showing. I'm just saying on my
See,
eyes, I'm not seeing these things. I'm not
let me
even
tell you
talking.
something. Why
I
sometimes, as a black people, it is not good for us to sometimes pamper our leader. For instance, Ghana, for
none
example.
of this matters, bro. I'm one
Hold
person,
on.
bro.
Let me say,
I agree with you, bro.
hold on. Let me land first.
But I'll
Ghana, for
forget it, bro.
example, they are
I agree
currently
with you, UFC. None
Just
of this matters.
currently
I'm one
Ghana is
person.
Ghana is bankrupt. You know why Ghana is bankrupt? The people refuse to call out their government. They kept quiet and watched their country burn down. You don't see in Nigeria we won't allow that. People normally Nigeria will not say something bad and just keep quiet. They speak out. They pressure the government.
I
Yeah.
agree with you, man. I agree with you, but Ike is building houses there, so it can't be that
Yes,
bad.
yeah, it doesn't yeah, because Nigerians we see know the way to let me tell you something. Ike is doing something there, but let me tell you where he's planning to supply some of those produce to Nigeria. Nigeria is the destination, just using there as a base to spread his business. But telling you his target is to, you know,
I saw this
export those
Nigerian
products to Nigeria. I'm
Nigerian
telling you.
car rental guy.
As
I saw
as
a Nigerian
as
car rental.
Ike will tell you that.
Pause. I saw this Nigerian guy on. You know, there's that Nigerian guy who travels a lot. I'm interviewed. His name is
You said,
Tayo. What's his name? That guy, Kaiser. What's his name? He's the interviewer.
uh,
Is it Tayo
your
or
voice
Tonya?
is low. Your voice is low. I can barely hear you.
Toya. There's a Nigerian guy called Toya. Is it Toya or Tayo? Kaiser, can you
Mm-hmm.
look him up? The guy he's a Nigerian interviewer. He's a Nigerian vlogger. He goes to African countries.
YouTuber. Yes. YouTuber. I
Yeah,
know
yeah,
him.
yeah, yeah. What's his
Yeah,
name? Toya.
yeah.
Yeah, Toya was interviewing this Nigerian car dealership guy in the UK, and was talking about because he was asking like, why don't you open it in Nigeria? It's like, yeah, that's the dream, but in the UK, unlike Nigeria, some guy won't just come in, an official will say, yo, we're, we're closing business today. Your business is no longer operational. Like in the UK, there has to be due process for the business to just get closed. Whereas in Nigeria, it said businesses just get closed for no good reason. So I'm just saying those things. I'm just saying those things don't happen in South Africa. You know what I mean? You
No,
were
no.
talking about
See,
opening in South Africa. No. What I'm
see,
saying is this guy was talking about he's thinking of opening operations in South Africa and not Nigeria. And you guys have a bigger GDP than us. Because he's saying in Nigeria, an official can just come and close your business like that. Then I think
the,
about, wait, why is I building houses in Ghana and not Nigeria?
the
You,
guy,
you know what I'm saying?
hold
Like,
on. The guy is just exaggerating. See, they normally do that if you don't register your business. But if you register your business, no government, or okay, let me say, maybe you register your business, but you are doing illegal stuff, or maybe you are selling counterfeit product and all that. They might come in, the government might come in and shut you down. You understand me? Either you are running an illegal business or you are selling counterfeit products. Yes, the government will shut it down. But apart from that, if you are running illegal business, they will not do that. They will not do that. I promise you. If not, I believe all the businesses in Nigeria would have been shut down.
Why do people say this thing about economy not growing, but they never say the same thing in Japan? Because I'm thinking, like, look at Japan, man. They never screaming as loud, but they scream as loud about South African unemployment. Japan also has similar situation like South Africa. The economy is actually depleting, right?
Hold
But
on,
maybe
like
because
in
they're
Nigeria,
depleting too.
we call out our government every day based
No,
on
no, no, no,
data,
no, no, no. I'm not
economic
talking about
numbers.
Nigeria. I'm
Okay,
saying Nigeria. I'm saying South Africa and Japan are kind of facing the same situation.
see.
They're in a constant,
Musanda,
they're in
it
stagnation.
should be
Wait,
see.
wait, wait, wait. They're in stagnation. But what's worse about Japan is that they're actually getting down. So they're actually declining within the economies. But I'm just saying, you do not see Japanese crying and dying of hunger because even within that stagnation, that 5 trillion economy is worthwhile on feeding their population.
But
What I'm
do you
saying is
know
we
that?
cannot come here. We
But do you
cannot
know
come
that?
here. Stop listening. What I'm saying is economics, market economics at the end of the day, it starts to a point where it doesn't even make sense. I get that you have
Musanga,
to grow, but we're
Musanga,
talking about
Musanda, it is not sustainable. What you are talking about Japan right now is not sustainable. You understand me? If something not happen in the future, it is not sustainable, my brother. Since the economy need to grow. And if you look at it, it's because of their population issue. Because there are more older people than younger people in the country. They are not producing kids. They are not having new kids. Everyone is getting old. So
Wait, hang on. EFC. I think
yeah.
there's a misnomer. African economy is not growing. African population grows, and those
Thank
Africans
you.
work. That's the
and
issue,
South
Mr. Knight.
Africa's population is stagnant. Exactly. South Africa's population is stagnant. That's the thing. Is you're not understanding. South Africa's population is stagnant and the economy is stagnant. Like, because that's why I'm saying your problems are not like ours. Not like what the only thing that's doubling us is like illegal migrants coming up or something. But for most times, remember, we have abortion laws in SA, right? You know what I mean? Thank God. That can at least help lower the population and make sure it's stagnant within this sad economic landscape. I'm just
I
saying
find
in
it.
general, bro.
But look, I'll say this, Musanda. I don't know if you noticed, right? We went on a whole month or 2 months actually, where we just talked about euro dollars. How many people, Musanda, do you think on this show right now understand what a euro dollar is?
None, man. Not even Kifaro understands. He just saying, hey, man, the
Exactly.
economy.
That's
We
part of the
need to
problem.
come together. We need to fix corruption.
That's part of the problem, right? So it's kind of interesting. We
Yeah,
did
but
a
I think
deep
no,
dive.
no. But I think it's because look, you and I are in the science community, right? Meaning, for most times we want to understand things to just hear them, right? And I think with a lot of people in the world, not just Africans, they just want to hear what they want to hear, and they want to hear what makes them sense. So they're not on they never objective about real life numbers and circumstances. And I've noticed that also when I'm in clubhouse with like a guy in IT. We always look at the world in an objective lens. And that's how I like to look at the world. I know I'll be wrong, but that's the thing about science, right? It's like it's there's no true, like there's no I'll know it all. It's more about let's get to the conclusion and the truth. Not try to fight for my truth versus your truth. Because the truth is the truth. Once you can landscape what the truth is, you can build on that. But if you already ignorant and you don't even want to accept what the truth is, how can you even build? Did you remember the day, as it yesterday, when Tuna was like, how can you say this, Abby? You're not a Pan African. What was he saying? Like, we're just saying some objective truth. I remember he was saying him, Tuna and Caesar just attacked him for saying he's not a Pan African or something. I'm like, it's not even shitting on Africa, it's just stating out numbers that's happening. You know what I mean? I think it was about Europe or something, the EU, the founding of the EU, and how the EU. Oh yeah, I remember he was saying that the EU is actually founded by the three large economies: France, England, and Germany, and it was almost like a cartel to control the manufacturing that was coming out of Europe. And where he's saying Africans can't. It will be hard or damn impossible to have Africans kumbaya or become a unit by just kumbayanis and I like you and you like me. You know what I mean? Whereas in
Yeah.
Europe,
So
Europeans can't even do that.
yeah.
Europeans had to
So
get some economic nuts.
no, you're right. I'm saying that one of the issues that I see, like, again, with Pan Africans, right, is this whole, you call it kumbayaism, but it's called narratives. So instead of actually looking at the specific thing that we're talking about and where we're failing, how we can improve, they think if you hear a negative thing about us, it's bad. Now, obviously, you don't want to hear the people that only say bad things because they also hate us, right? I'm not going to mention their names, but there are people who just hate any sort of African development. So I think sometimes I think that that's what I'm doing when it's complete opposite.
Not really. I mean, when you just put up, it's like this guy UFC. He's just taking numbers from South Africa. It's wrong. I'm not. You've never heard me say you are lying. The unemployment is not that high. You're lying. The economy is not growing that high. You don't hear me say that. The stupidity for me is to think he hates South Africa by just stating out numbers like that. But that's what these Pan Africans or the guys on this internet will do. Numbers will be put it out, and then for some reason that will be seen as hate. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yep. Makes
Uh,
sense. Makes sense.
Musanda, like me, just because I don't pray just because Nigeria is failing, then other Africa countries should be failing also. No. That's why I always say this. People should not wait for Nigeria. Some people say if Nigeria don't develop, no, don't wait for Nigeria. Develop. Maybe we can even learn from you. You understand me? We need to move forward. That's my goal. I don't care about even if
I do
Ghana
think
or
Nigeria is one of the few countries that maybe does have some level of chance within Africa. The point I want to say now, right? Because I know this, you have a problem with this course happening, but trying to get a leeway and with negotiating with the francophone countries, you should not have be in a position where you are threatening other African, and I know you have no control on this, but threatening other African nations that you know that were being exploited by France, and the population itself has a problem with France, right? Because the problem that I see with this francophone countries that they do hate France, and you cannot lead any nation against the people's will, right? I'm just saying in general. So, and I'm not blaming UFC. I'm just saying when I see ECOWAS and all these nations trying to reimpose the authority or this, I
see,
get this
see,
democracy or whatnot.
Musanda,
It does come to a
Musanda,
point where
Musanda, the people they don't hate France. Let me tell you, what you are saying. That's see. One thing I say about most of us Africa, we like to be carried away. We always believe fake news and wrong. See, this whole coup that is going on is just opportunity for the military. It's not that they are doing anything special. They are not doing nothing. If you really want to take over power from France, first of all, be in control of your foreign reserve first. Then I will take you serious. If you are not still, if you still have your foreign reserve with the French government or in the French central bank, then you are not serious. You understand me? Those people are
are
not
they
serious.
still working with France? Are they still no no
They are,
my question is you're right. But are they still now working with France after this coup? Are they still trying to put their foreign reserves in France? I'm just saying, like I get your point, but
they might
are you
not
talking about the
hold on, but they might not currently now be working with France. I promise you, in the next 1 year or 2 years, they will be working with France again. Just pay attention. May God keep all of us alive.
we'll
We'll come
see.
here to discuss
We'll
it
see.
again. Yeah.
We'll see. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. I'm not saying you're wrong or right. I just say we'll see. Yeah.
Yeah. Suppose
When
we're
it
trying to
comes to
solve this.
anything movement and this thing, I don't jump into conclusion. I just stay behind, watch and wait for the real reason. Because currently I've not seen anything that will move me that oh these people are really fighting for their freedom. They are not doing any freedom fighting or anything. It's just some military officers who saw an opportunity, they just decided to make use of it. It's just a power grab to me.
Yeah, man. No, all I'm saying is you can't do anything without working with other Africans.
Patrick Osawe, you can speak now.
I just want to say that I don't think you can do anything without those nations. Um, I don't know if I'm just saying it will be impossible to do any development with a bunch of nations that what is the cool
If
belts,
if you
and you
observe,
think I'm just saying we'll make it harder for you.
hold on, Africa always fights that they want freedom, but the most important thing that make a man free is the economy. They don't add that to it. It's always this political freedom. I don't give a fuck about political freedom. People should pay attention to the economy more. Eh, I'm tired. Did you see
But
see
why do you want the economy? Okay, but why do you want the economy
okay,
to
for
move?
instance,
Isn't
if
that
you
your
look
point?
at
Wait, 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 wait,
listen,
wait, wait, wait,
eh,
wait, wait.
yeah, go ahead.
The economy. What is the purpose of a growing economy? So that what? What is the end goal? To improve the
See,
standard of living of people. Is it to
yes,
improve the standard of living of
that's the
people?
end. That should be the yes, that
That's
should
where
be
you're
the
wrong.
end goal.
That's the here's where I catch you. Here's where I catch you. South Africa was best performing when the standard of black people in South Africa was at its lowest. The standard of living has nothing to do with economic growth. Do not ever get that thing wrong.
Uh,
The standard of living have nothing to do
economic
with
hold on,
economic growth.
economic growth means more prosperity in the country and more money is people pocket in people's pockets and more opportunity. Economic growth creates more opportunity in the country. So what are you saying? I don't know.
Well, Calvo, Kaizo, please explain, man. Kaizo will explain. I have to do something quick.
Well,
I'll
wait,
sorry.
hold
I'll
on,
live with this.
hold
Look at
on,
China.
hold
I'll
on,
live with this.
hold
Look
on.
at
If
China.
the,
Look at China.
hold on. If economic growth doesn't, if economic growth doesn't matter, then what? Then why are we discussing economy?
Economic growth does matter. I'm just saying it does not necessarily have to correspond or at least be proportional to improve on standard of living of the populace. Maybe some then there, but majority no. It doesn't have to give you that result, is my point. The truth is, all of history has shown that there are multiple economies all over the world that have grown and become powerhouses, but the people not benefit. America, for example, did not start giving a lot of growing its middle class until what's that president that like there's a president, he was deputy president before he became president. He came in, I forgot his name. I'll get his name later. I don't know Caesar. Is this Caesar, the American guy? There was a president, he was deputy, and then the president that he used to hold got killed, and then he became president, and he started breaking down all the monopolies, the Rockefellers and the whatnot, the Standard Oil and what. Lately, after that, that's when you start seeing prosperity of all Americans. Majority of Americans were never getting the proportion of the top, the Vandervoort family, the Rockefellers, which are the JP Morgans. Those were the wealthy white Americans. There was no such thing as a middle class in America until that. Look it up, man.
Um, Patrick, Patrick, you can speak if you want to. If you want to speak, you can go ahead and speak now, Patrick. Patrick, are you there? Patrick, Hazel, Hazel, are you there? Mm, 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 mm. Well, okay, we need to wrap up now. Hazel, Keizo, Keizo. Well, I want to go to bed now, Keizo. Good night, everyone.
Welcome to the Kaizoran Experience. Over here, we're going to be talking about everything African. We're going to be having debates, discussions, entertainment, as well as learning about business, art, history, and everything in between. Cultural, tribalism, and everything. We're going to be out here debating with some really interesting stuff. So like the video, share the video, and make sure you subscribe. Make sure you subscribe. Subscribe for the best experience ever. This is the biggest channel on the Afrosphere. So come and join the team, become a Kaizoran, and join the Kaizoran Empire.
Universally exist within myself, within this premise, and I exist within this bluebird in the sky. I'ma fly like the blue in the sky. I'ma fly like bird in the sky. I'ma fly like bluebird in the sky. I'ma fly like bluebird in the sky. I'ma fly like bluebird in the sky. I'ma throw my bluebird in the sky. I'ma soar like bluebird in the sky. I'ma soar like bluebird in the sky. I'ma fly like bluebird in the sky. I'ma fight like bluebird in the sky. I'ma eat like bluebird in the sky. I'ma be like bluebird in the sky. I'ma be bluebird in the sky. I'ma be free, bluebird in the sky. I'ma be free like bluebird in the sky. I'ma be like bluebird in the sky. Back again like the second coming. Strumming my vocal cords like the hummingbird in the sky. Y'all can't deny this. Real rap lyrics, it's like I ain't got no rhyming through the sky limit. What is skin tone, shade of color, but a parallel form of frequency like a ringtone on your phone. Melanin expression, tied up in the universe, feeling like God. Is this really us? Is it serious? Is it really wrong to be diverse? I'm a divergent, immerse myself like an ocean beneath this waves. Be a divergent, born to be different. Indigo child, wild like canary. Born to be a bluebird in the sky, flying high like a bluebird in the sky. I'ma fly high, bluebird in the sky. Yeah, bluebird in the sky. I'ma fly high, bluebird in the sky. I'ma be like bluebird in the sky. I'ma be like bluebird in the sky. Everybody scream bluebird in the sky. I'ma fly high, bluebird in the sky. I'ma be like bluebird in the sky. Yeah, bluebird in the sky. Everybody, bluebird in the sky. I'ma be like bluebird in the sky. I'ma be like bone black, sweet like a berry. Flying high like a canary. Scary with my hoodie on. Hating on my vibe on the street that you'll be feeling my frequency in the song. But I know that I ain't